Last episode, I got a ton of money from alcohols at Cyclopses, and I want to do some housekeeping spending. So first of all, I'm going to turn these cooking gauntlets into the goldsmith gauntlets, because I want to turn all of my gold into gold bars. Yep, got the goldsmith gauntlets now. I also have to pay this guy to upgrade my iron stuff, and that will make it usable at Barrows. And that's that done. Why am I at Motherlode Mine? Well, originally I thought that after I got the Dragon Defender, the next thing I should grind is ranged. However, smithing is way more pressing since that's required for ceramic wires, which is required for Recipe for Disaster. Now, Recipe for Disaster also has ranged requirements, but they're way less pressing because they're not really tied to the ceramic wires subquest. So, the two ways to train smithing on an early game Ironman are to either do a bunch of blackjacking, save up the money, and then do blast furnace by buying the gold ores at blast furnace and then using them also at blast furnace. And then there's the slower way, which is mining the gold yourself. Now obviously, no one really mines gold rocks, so the way to get gold by mining is basically through Motherlode Mine. And that's why I'm doing Motherlode Mine right now. I think mining XP is way more valuable to us right now than thieving XP, so this is my method of choice for training smithing. I found out that every single name that contains the word dotes is just banned. Like, you can't get iron dotes, you can't get dotes by the way, you can't get dotes underscore, you can't get dotes with a 0. And that kinda really made me not want to play with like a lead speak version of the name dotes. I don't know why, but it kinda feels really weird to have to play with a name knowing that I could never use a non-lead speak version of it. So I decided to just name myself after my favorite drink, so I guess I'm Zero Ultra now for whatever the fuck reason. It's starting to feel like the main game mode is actually the more restricted one, cause if you get a gem on a main, you never cut that because that loses value. If you do something like, I don't know, get a herb from a Slayer Tusk, that's something that you sell, you never actually use it to make potions. And another example that won't be relevant for a while is like God Wars. If you get a Bandus chestplate on a main, that's kinda the first thing you sell, because on an efficient gear progression ladder, a Bandus chestplate is kinda the last thing you ever get. So it's super fucking nice to play Ironman, like, it actually feels way more freeing than I would have ever expected. Just the ability to use your own resources instead of selling them is so fucking great. I have been mining for a while, and I finally reached 100 golden nuggets. So at this point, I'm level 65 mining. Now, I have had 50 smithing banked for a while, because I can always do elemental workshops 1 and 2 and get a ton of smithing XP that way. However, I wanted to go for the 100 golden nuggets, so I can buy a coal bag from Prospector Percy, because if I want to go beyond 50 smithing, I have a bunch of mithril banked, and using mithril at the blast furnace with any degree of efficiency requires a coal bag, so yeah, that's going to be really useful. That was a super fast quest, and now we have 50 smithing, so it's finally time to actually start working towards Legends quest. I've been putting this off for such a fucking long time, but I guess I actually have to do it now. I noticed that I never actually got up to 50 crafting, and I would have to go to a furnace to get the final level, so I thought it would just be like simpler to do Elemental Workshop 2, because I'm already here and I might as well do that quest because I have to do it at some point anyway. Finished Elemental Workshop 2 and I'm now at 50 crafting, so I can actually now for real start working on Legends quest. A while back I said that I would use guides as little as possible. However, at this point I'm doing quests that are so punishing or obtuse that doing them without a guide would just be painful, which makes them way less fun, but like I don't want to spend like 3 hours on a quest that isn't that hard. And that's Hero's Quest complete, and I now have all of the prerequisites for Legends Quest, and I know that I technically don't have to do Legends Quest, but like starting it and not finishing it would feel really lame, so I'm going to do Legends Quest next. And yeah, here's my Dragon Mace. This is going to be essential as Arachnis, so that's really nice to have. But yeah, I can't really be fucked to do more intense stuff today, so I'm just going to do a birdhouse run and a seaweed run, and then just go mine sulfur, because we only need to mine 550 more sulfur, and then turn the sulfur alongside other things into dynamite pots, and after that we'll just have to do Fremenic Isles to get the balls of wool, but that shouldn't be all too hard. The reason we need to do Fremenic Isles is the best shop for balls of wool is in the Fremenic Island area, so that requires doing the quest. This is hopefully going to be the last sulfur I'm ever going to mine in this game. Fucking clean. Time to make it all into dynamite. Honestly, I think the Karamja quests are the only part of the game that I actively dislike. I'm doing Legends quest right now, and I was doing fucking Shiloh Village yesterday, and I really don't want to fucking play. But you gotta do what you gotta do, and I had to come here to buy some cosmic runes. Guess it's time to go back to the fucking jungle hill. I'm being rapidly broken by this quest. I brought fucking air runes because I was like, yeah, air spells are the fucking lowest tier of spell, except turns out when you're charging orbs, air orbs are actually like the fucking highest tier of orb. I'm so fucking done, I just need to fucking finish this quest. Turns out I missed a critical step of the quest, even though I was following a guide. Please let me leave, please let me not do this quest anymore. I'm so close to being done with fucking Legends quest. I'm so excited to not have to ever do it again. But yeah, after that, the only really annoying quests that will be left are Typo 1 Trio and fucking One Small Favor. Like, I don't have a problem with like rat catchers, and I don't actually know how I feel about Mornings in Part 2, because when I did it on my main, Song of Tales had just come out, and all of those quests were like nerfed or whatever, so it was way easier. So maybe in its like hardest form I would have more of a problem with like Mornings in Part 2, but I know, I guess I'll find it out later. We're just done now. I'm so happy to be done. And that's 50 herb lore from 46. Super fucking nice. And this is the final sub quest for Recipe for Disaster done. Hell yeah. Once I finished Legends quest, I didn't play the game for like 7 hours or something, which is a lot given that like my average time played has been like 12 hours a day lately. But yeah, these are the final pots of dynamite we have to make. We still need to put wool in them. The process isn't anywhere close to over, but right now if you look into my bank, 6,000 dynamite pots. We just have to combine these with the wool, and yeah, that's gonna be great. So I'm just gonna stand here for a while, do some more seaweed runs, do some more birdhouse runs, and tomorrow get around to actually playing the game. Good morning, gamers. I've just finished Death Plateau and Troll Stronghold, and that means I only have 2 more quests to do before I'm ready for Desert Treasure, and I need to do Desert Treasure so I can do Recipe for Disaster. But one of those quests is Temple of Vaikov, and to do that quest I need level 40 ranged. So I'm gonna go do some Slayer, train some range that way, and once I hit level 40 I'm just gonna do all of the Desert Treasure prerequisites, and maybe even Desert Treasure. And that's Ernest the Chicken and Animal Magnetism done. I finally got Dave as a tractor, so I will no longer feel bad about training ranged. And that's 40 ranged. I've been up for a while now though, so I think I'm just going to AFK here for the rest of the day. I don't really feel like questing anymore. So I just remembered that I could just go and buy green dehyde. So now I have the green dehyde set. That should be a decent increase in accuracy. Also, Rune Light hasn't been updated yet, and I'm also almost out of Zerik's talisman charges. Everything's really scuffed right now, but I can always get more Lizardman fangs. And that's 50 ranged, and we can now use the magic short bow, and that should be the Ava's accumulator. So yeah, you get it at 50 ranged, and it's my best in slot until Dragon Slayer 2, so that's a really nice thing to have. So I'm at LMS. I've never done LMS before, and I've never really PK'd before, but I need to get the magic short bow imbue because that's kinda necessary to use a magic short bow, and I also need to get myself a rune pouch and a ton of arrows. So I'm going to be here for like 6-7 hours, I think. Hopefully have fun, learn how to PvP, generally just play the game. Okay, I think I'm done being a huge noob at LMS for now. I got enough points to get the scroll, and that's really the one thing that's essential to get for me right now. I'll come back soon. I've been enjoying being here, and you know, it's fun. But I kind of want to do some content that I'm actually like decent at. I've been doing my farm runs, and my Sirix talisman is now out of charges, so I guess time to go back to the Lizardman Canyon and hope to get a tube so I can turn it into fucking fangs. I know how dry I am actually, like it's relatively dry on a tube, because I've spent so much fucking time in that canyon, and I still only have gotten one drop. I finally got a second Sirix talisman, so that's 100 charges banked. I have just been chilling, and I got to 58 Slayer, so that means that once we do the quest, we can actually go and get the Black Mask. And the Black Mask will be essential for ranged training, because I intend to train ranged mostly through Slayer, and that XP rate bonus once you actually like fucking imbue the Black Mask and shit like that is going to be so fucking nice. Good morning, gamers. To be honest, I've been pretty burnt from questing, so I haven't really been playing that much. But today, I plan to do enough quests to unlock cave horrors, and that includes Ramdeal, which is a 47 prayer requirement. So I killed some blue dragons, and now I'm using up all of my soul heads, and if I don't get PK'd at the Wildy altar, that should get me the prayer level. And that's the 47 prayer, so I'm just gonna go suicide and do a bunch of quests, I guess. I've been doing a bunch of questing today, and I'm finally doing fucking Cabin Fever, which is the final quest we need to do to get to the fucking cave horrors. I actually forgot how funny this quest was, just like the main character, me I guess, being so fucking eager to be a pirate. Like, this is definitely one of the better quests, in my opinion. And I'm in the mostly harmless cave. I'll be killing these cave horrors for quite some time. I really want to get the Black Mask, but once I get that, I'm just gonna go back to Slayer and training ranged. I mean, I guess maybe I won't, because I need to do LMS for arrows, and to be honest, I don't really want to do LMS right now. So maybe I'll go back to Slayer and train some melees, because I do want to get 70 strength, 70 attack and 70 defense for once we start getting Barrow's items so we can actually use those. So, who knows. But yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to get the Black Mask today, because it can be quite a long grind. But I'm just gonna hang out here and have fun. So I got a hard clue from Cave Horrors, and this is kind of a fucking insane clue. Morton teleports, fucking Trim, Trune, Full Helm, Black D-Hide chaps that we were missing, and 2 different Pandas pages. Pretty insane, pretty insane. Guess it's time to go back to Cave Horrors. Oh my god, I got another fucking hard clue. I guess time to fucking do that. But yeah, I've been thinking, and there's actually a decent chance that I don't really want to do Slayer for my range training, and that's because the Mauritania Heart Diary exists, and we want to get up to 70 prayer for that. So I think it might be more efficient to actually go and kill some dragons to train ranged. Now generally Slayer would be way more macro efficient, however since we're going to Barrow soon, I think it kinda just makes sense to train ranged in a way that gets us prayer experience. I got it, I got the Black Mask. We were only at 215 kill count, so praise spooned. Yeah, we're out of here now. Look at this absolute champion gear. Fucking sick. I actually have no idea what to do. I was really planning on spending the rest of the day at Cave Horrors, so now I kinda have to think about what I wanna do, because I know that I don't want to quest anymore today, and I just have to figure out something we can do while chilling. Maybe I'll do some melee Slayer, because we still do need to get the base 70s. Good morning, gamers. I've been just doing my runs and questing today, but yeah, we just finished the Temple of Icove quest, which means that we have done every single prerequisite for Desert Treasure. Now, Recipe for Disaster still needs some more quest points, like 40 more quest points. 3 of those are gonna come from Desert Treasure, some of those are going to come from Fremenic Isles and fucking Fremenic Trials. But yeah, I need to figure out like some more easy quests to do for quest points, because, you know, I want the Barrow's Gloves. I finished Fremenic Trials, and I'm far enough in Fremenic Isles to get the Natives Nut. And here in Natives Nut, we have the Jorfir Mordstatter who sells balls of wool. And since we need 6,000 of these, I'm just gonna spend my next fucking hour or something just buying balls of wool and banking them, and after that I'm probably going to spend the evening just making dynamite, because that should take a good while. And yeah, that's gonna be the rest of my day probably, most likely, who knows. It only took about half an hour, but I finished buying all of the balls of wool. So yeah, now I'm just gonna keep doing like birdhouse runs and like seaweed runs and just making dynamite. Who knows how long that'll take, but yeah, I'm just fucking chilling. And this is going to be the final inventory of dynamite, and we'll have all 6,000 fucking dynamite made. Now, it's absolutely not worth it. It took me like 35 hours or something in total to fucking make the dynamite from scratch. We also have 176 extra from Wintertide and stuff, but yeah, this is the fucking dynamite. It's finally made. Now, we're not going to be using it right now because I want to have 75 mining before I start using the dynamite, because it really starts scaling well at 75 mining. And to get there, I'm probably going to do some other load mine, but more importantly, I need to mine a bunch of sandstone for crafting anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go mine sandstone. Now I might learn how to do some tick manipulation with mining, because I've learned how to tick manipulate Hunter before, although I'm not that good at it, and tick manipulating the sandstone would speed up the process a lot. But I don't know if that will be successful, and I might just end up AFKing the entire process. I've been here for a while. I've been trying to learn the tick manipulation method, and I'm getting better at it. I'm nowhere near consistent or good or anything, but I'm improving, and that's pretty much the best I could ask for. But yeah, my hand is starting to cramp up, it's getting late, so I'm just gonna go chill for a night, like just fucking mine some sandstone AFK, watch The Wire probably, have a fun time. But yeah, I've been meaning to learn how to tick manipulate with mining and woodcutting for a while. I've just never gotten around to it. And the thing is that when you're learning it, you're way less efficient than if you were just doing the method normally. Like, I'm performing way better now that I'm not trying to tick manipulate. But that's just a part of the process, and you have to get over that to actually get decent. And hopefully I'll get pretty decent pretty soon. At least, fingers crossed. And I finished the Fremenic Isles quest, so I can now wear the Helm of Natisnut. This is going to be our best in slot until we get the Natisnut face guard, which is probably going to take a while, but this is super fucking dope to have. A massive fucking upgrade. I've been working on Zaya content, and I finally finished Architectural Alliance, so yeah, that's pretty dope. I just need to do a few more quests until we unlock a Kingdom Divided, and honestly, since we have a magic shortbow, I might actually try to do that quest. Also, the XP reward got us to 52 herblore, and since we have a ton of Aventos banked, it would actually be pertinent to go to Solicepts to get a bunch of Mortmire fungus, because that will be super fucking useful for herblore training. I just watched the last clip back, and when I said that it would be pertinent to cut Solicepts to train herblore, I didn't mean that we would be doing that immediately. Right now what I'm going to do is train some crafting. I also finished all the Zaya quests a bit ago, so we can now do a Kingdom Divided, but I don't really feel like it. And we have a bunch of sand and soda ash banked, so we can do a bunch of glass blowing and get to 61 crafting for lunar diplomacy. I just finished watching the episode back to check for mistakes, and I noticed that I'm kinda all over the place for the entire duration, and that's mostly because I'm on some new medications, which have been making like consistently thinking normally pretty difficult. But that should pass in a while, and I should be able to like make videos as coherent as I usually do. But yeah, I forgot to mention that we were cooking seaweed to get soda ash. I used up 400 of my giant seaweed like last night and this morning, and we made a bunch of soda ash, and that's basically what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I'm close to having all of the molten glass made, so at that point it's just about blowing it, and that should get us to 61 crafting. Although at this point I'm kinda concerned that I overshot it, but who knows, I'll find out when I find out, I guess. Good morning, gamers. I've been doing some Slayer to chill, and I also finished the 61 crafting. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing some more Slayer, and after that I need to do a ton of questing, and I think today is a good day for Desert Treasure. I'm doing Desert Treasure and I'm in the Smoke Dungeon, And I really wish there was a way to turn off this overlay because it really hurts me to look at. But I guess I can just get this part over with and not have to look at it again. I just finished Desert Treasure, and that also completes every single quest requirement for Recipe for Disaster. However, we still need 30 more quest points, and that's going to take a while. So I think for the rest of the day, I'm just going to do some Melee Slayer and just chill. But I think this is where I'm going to have to end the episode. It didn't have as much progress as I would have liked, but that's mostly because questing has kinda burnt me out, and I've been unusually tired because of the new Metsamon, and that's kinda how it goes. However, I think finishing Desert Treasure is a great stopping point, especially because I don't really want to make another 30-minute video, because I still want to be building up at least somewhat of a backlog, so once I hit those really long grinds I can still make weekly videos. So yeah, peace.